Hi, you guys. Excuse me while I clear my throat. There's something I want you to listen to, but while we're listening, this is the left side of my face um, that I want to show you because I showed you the right side of my face yesterday. It had all kinds of very interesting images unfolding on it. Oh my goodness, that even looks different than yesterday as well. That is so trippy how they're changing constantly. Now, this is my right side. Has a lot of activity on it. And now my left side, it's always had a lot of activity on it, but there's a, like this. This is what's really interesting is how dark this comes up and over. Yeah, it's 7:56 in the morning, and that child upstairs is already throwing stuff across the floor. When their mother's not home, this doesn't happen. If it does, it's just like just a little bit, and the father stops it. But the mother, it's like she encourages it. It's so annoying. And I say she encourages it because she doesn't stop it. Even when I holler, it's like, "Come on, knock it off." It just gets louder and louder and worse. So some people, right? So I figured, might as well not say anything. Can't get anywhere with them. Oh, looks like a cat's face. But anyway, I want you to listen to this woman in the background. She goes on for about 3 minutes. Bunch of hobos had a
Doesn't hold back.
Today is trash. Matter of fact, it's below trash. It is a dumpster fire that a bunch of hobos had a circle jerk over. Mainstream media and government give us extremes like Pearl, who is an Uncle Tom to all women, or Jada Pinkett Smith, who is literally the epitome of female narcissism. Where we do have intelligent women like Candace Owen, they only put their little puppet in front of our face where it furthers whatever agenda her sponsor is trying to promote. Cardi B literally took a dump on Instagram Live, and we laughed this indecency off. Kim K sucked her way to $1 billion bandwagon just so her and her plastic husband hopping sisters could collectively make us feel physically inadequate. So we're perpetually chasing this bad bitch image, which, by the way, got every single one of them dumped, divorced, ditched, or cheated on national television for arguing pleasure, by the way. And if that's not bad enough, you turn into the VMAs, where every female performer is reciting slut rap half naked, scissoring their counterpart, or twerking on stage. The only feminists that do gain any traction are bulldykes that hate men while simultaneously trying to look like one, or transgender women who are attempting to eliminate the classification of women while bashing men, introducing this new form of misogyny that I can't even begin to wrap my fucking head around, all under the guise of fake tits and wigs. And to further that ridiculousness, they give Bruce Jenner the Woman of the Year award, where he goes on stage with the stick and berries still flopping around under his ball gown to tell women the biggest challenge they face is figuring out what to wear. Not unequal pay, sexual harassment, domestic violence. I'm going to stop her for a second. Isn't that interesting about Bruce Jenner? How they do that, and then when we look at Obama's wife, Michael Obama, for 8 years with his twig and berries, saying he's the first lady of, the image of lying to the people, being deceiving, saying that he's a woman when he's not a woman, he's a man, or that those are their two kids when clearly they're not, because a man can't give birth. So again, if the people really want to see deception, we had it for 8 years, and then you see the trans movement, how heavy it is today. And if you think about it, a certain trans first lady going in changing the whole school system was, if you look at it, that's exactly what he did.
And then here we are at this time in our reality where, the men, they don't want men to be men, and that's what they're doing, and the people are falling for it.
Or victim blaming rape survivors. No, no. It's what skims to pair with your ball gown. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the women who do represent us want us to idolize transactional sexuality in the name of empowerment, just so they could turn around and worship a former incel proclaiming himself an alpha male because he worked out and made some money off of a podcast. They'll pass on a good man who's romantic, respectful, emotionally intelligent, all because they're equally yoked him in way of finances, which, by the way, is a right that we fought for, just so we could turn around and demasculinate men on the premise of their fucking wallet. Make this make sense. And all of this is at the hands of mainstream media and American government propagating women to such a deplorable point that the genders are now divided. We have eliminated chivalry, romance, and practical gender roles just so we could double down on these slave force and destabilize the American family, turning everybody into a never-ending ATM that they only withdraw from until we shrivel up and die on a fixed income that couldn't sustain any remnants of a happy and healthy life. Tell me what I missed.
Tell me what I missed, right? She didn't miss anything. She nailed it to the T, just exactly how they're doing it in this world. And how the people are following this, how they're not paying attention. They rather idol worship. And again, that just goes back to, back to Daniel, back to Moses, at the beginning of Moses, where they're idol worshiping the golden calf, right? The golden calf is a stock market. And then here we look today and we see the golden bull stock market being worshipped, right? And how that money's being used, which we can only imagine since the child traffic and all that, it's really strong. But anyway, they're good points, but will anybody listen? Now, yesterday I was noticing, I think it's right here on my face where it looks like, oh, that's a different image. I think it was right here on my chin, which is kind of interesting, this shape right here. I wonder what that shape is. I wonder what it's outlining. There's something going on there. You can clearly see this like pink part. I wonder if it's another cat. Kind of looks like a cat. Whatever it is, this is interesting too. Whatever it is, it's red. That's fascinating. Oh, maybe it's. I think there's a face. Huh. Very interesting. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you, and the video I put out yesterday about showing you the images on this side of my body. I got a copyright strike or a copyright complaint because I was trying to block out the thumping that was going on upstairs. And even though it sounds like crap, the music sounds like crap because of this phone and my speakers, my other phone, it would pick up sound beautifully, but you can hardly tell or understand the words they're saying in that video that I put up yesterday, which was quite interesting. But somehow the AI system had picked it up, the exact names of the songs. I thought that was kind of funny in a way. Okay, hope you guys are having a great day. What is today? Wednesday, November 15th, 2023 at 8:06 a.m. Interesting things. I wish I could find out more about my left side of what's playing out. But maybe today, after I get out of the shower, I'll take another image and see what we can see. Because I'm really fascinated. I know the right side is so active. Very active. It's so weird because you'd think there was a burn mark right there. Something, but you might be wondering or asking how I kind of have a sense of taking a picture of my face or looking at my face. It's because during the day or when I'm going to sleep at night, it feels like there's this like a spider web. You know how you walk into a spider web and you got a spider web, and then you're constantly going like this and stuff, right? And then the hair on my like right here, it feels like there's it kind of itches a little bit. Of course, it is always growing back in, so it kind of itches. You get a little itch here and there. But when it really starts to kind of itch or something, that's when I'll start looking at the images, and I'll notice all these other images unfolding. So what I was thinking is like, I wonder if on this energy wise, considering everything is energy, that they're placing these images on me somehow. I don't know. And I don't want to say it's like a tattoo because they're always constantly changing, all from my neck to my body to my chest all the time. It's kind of like, a drawing or like what I was coming to me the other day that I made a video about. It's like all these images are like, could possibly be like the 144,000 or like in my ark. The ark, the Ark of the Covenant. If we're if we're going to make a covenant with God, and our body is the ark, then the Ark of the Covenant. So we're the ark, and of if we look at it in mathematical terms, the word of is a multiplication sign, so it's an X. So the Ark of the Covenant. So when we think of so it's the Ark, and then the X would be the serpent snake, the DNA. The Ark, DNA. Our covenant is our our relationship with Father, our covenant with Him as Him being our God, inside of our kingdom. because we're told in life to have God in charge of your have God with you all the time, in charge of your kingdom, right? So place God up at the top, place Him up here inside your kingdom. So you have God, and then you got for me, I have both male and female, the X and Y chromosome. So if I have God up here, and then my right side would be my Y, so that would be like King, Yahweh. And then, of course, the X over here would be the female, probably representing mother. So, mother and son, considering Hebrew, you read from left to right. So, it'd be mother and son and father. So, and oh, it came to me yesterday about the Y chromosome. I wonder if the Y chromosome is representing, because remember, women have XX, they don't have the Y chromosome. So I had this thought that come to me last night while I was laying down. It was like I was seeing the Y chromosome, but I was seeing it in the form of a tuning fork. It's so interesting because if you look at a tuning fork or a dowsing stick is what I was telling you. My grandfather would go out and take a branch off the tree, and it's kind of like the shape of a Y. It's got like these for both hands on one end what the top of the Y is, and it's got that long part that goes out. And he'd go all over the field. He'd be out there all day trying to find water. Eventually, he'd find a spot where it'd take, and he did it to all of his properties. He had like 7 properties. Every child of his got a property, land. When they passed away, my grandparents passed away, but he found the wells on every one of them by doing the dowsing stick, and that was also playing in my mind too. I was like, oh my goodness, I wonder if the dowsing stick of the male body, the Y chromosome, is like a tuning fork, because I can hear the ringings, the vibrations on both sides, and I can mentally, if I wanted to, I can, and I think it's because I figured out that I'm able to do it, is I can take the ringing in my noise, the ringing in my ears, and I can raise it or I can lower it. And I started practicing this back in maybe 2017 when I was like thinking, when my ears were ringing really super loud, I was like, I wonder if I can control that. And I do it in my meditations. I'd like, think about it going really loud and it would go really loud, or I'd think about it going really low and it would go really low. And I got, and the more I think about it, the more I build up to years. Now I'm at this point, and it come to my mind. I was like, because the tuning fork is, if you look down the middle of this, and remember the Jacob syndrome, and about Jacob, right? So Jacob syndrome is the XYY chromosome. So we have 3 brains. So if we look at the world today, the men aren't centered with Yahweh, right? The dragon down the center of us. Interesting, because we already have the Y and the X, but to get this Y chromosome, we have to get with God and have a personal relationship with Him to activate Him within our system, right? Our chi. If we don't activate our chi, I think that's becomes a problem with the body. So our tuning fork, our chakra system, our candlestick, right? The Christians call it the 7 candlesticks. But the 7 candlesticks, a candlestick is a lighthouse. It's a candle is a light. If you take a candle, any candle you buy off the street, it's a candle, and it's in a housing kind of like thing. So it's a shock, raw, or shack, raw. Raw is radiant, which is number 88 on the periodic table. So radiant light. So guys can figure it out from there if you haven't figured it out. And then you got the ultraviolet spectrum, right? So ultraviolet, or this is from B52s, and then you got channel Z. Oh, interesting. So the B52s, the B would be recognizing it's the crown, or B, like biz, the B note. And then 52, that's interesting because I know the 5 would be the 5 dog senses. So I wonder if the 2 is representing, I wonder if there's 2 cat senses. Or, oh, I should check that out. I should check that out and put it in the thing. Intuition is a cat sense. Intuition. A cat sense. For humans. Humanity. And what is the other one? Research has shown that cats possess the ability to recognize the specific cues associated with human emotions, such as facial expressions, body language, through their heightened senses of intuition. Cats can pick up subtle changes in their owner's emotional states. So I wonder, it just come to my mind, intuition and cats can see energy. They can see, they say that they can see other, other beings. Cats are protectors, right, from the evil. They ward away evil, and that's what the Egyptians did. They always put a house cat, because they raised a lot of cats, and the purpose of raising all those cats was to put a cat in with everybody that died to protect them from the underworld. That's very interesting because I wonder if that's what all these cats represent on my body. Because there's cats and there's people's faces and people holding cats on my body and on my face. Oh, so when we go back to iPet Go 2, when those fish are jumping out of the sea into the ark, I wonder if they're jumping into my body as the ark out of the sea. And of course, they have their cats with them. So I wonder if that's like a type of protection. Again, remember, it's about us. We are the living ark. We look at the North Pole straight up above us. It's Arcturus, right? If we look at the way the world is designed, Arcturus is the North Pole. It's boots. Boots, like if you think about boots, the cat in the hat wears the boots, right? Kind of interesting if we really look at the symbolism. And then you've got the moon representing this eye and the sun representing this eye. And then you got the boot, the constellation Arcturus, if you want to look at it that way. Of course, that's where the pyramid is. So have a great day. Talking a lot. Anyway, pretty cool images. No, interesting how polka dotted it is, especially in that light. So let's see if we can see anything. Can't really see anything or make anything out. Also because of the lighting. Let's turn it this way. Okay, I'm going to try to, there we go.